So we were just going off about how media storms, when we look back at them with the privilege of hindsight, once say the cyclone is over, they appear to be very different from what is happening while we're inside it.
Hmm.
And the last cyclone that I saw get evaporated is the whole Bollywood fiasco,
Hmm.
right? And I think it's so interesting because now that I look back, it seems more like an attempt to maneuver power or shift hands of power than anything at all that was claimed um, prima facie.
Yes.
Do you think that makes sense, or am I being too aggressive? Am I being too harsh?
No, 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 you're absolutely right. I actually wrote in my column this weekend, 2 days ago, about exactly this because you see, they've been. I met a man, which I write in the column, some years ago in 2015 in Delhi. And he's one of the RSS intellectuals. I don't want to name him because it was a private conversation. And unlike my son, I don't reveal private conversations. I don't reveal names. But anyway, he said to me that Bollywood was on target for the RSS because they didn't like the kind of stuff that was going on in Bollywood, and there are too many Muslims in Bollywood. And he said, "ये जो खान है, इनकी ताकत कुछ ज़्यादा है, और हम अब हिंदू लड़कों को तैयार कर रहे हैं कि ताकि उनके सिक्स पैक्स वगैरह हो जाएं और वो इनको चैलेंज कर सकें." So this is an old RSS idea, which really begins almost in the first few months of Modi becoming prime minister, and it's because the values that Bollywood represents have no place in India today. I mean, you see the brutish side of the new values in Uttar Pradesh and on social media, with the trolls, etc. But love jihad isn't a small thing for them. They really believe that Muslims in India go around hunting out pretty Hindu girls to seduce and marry, and so Bollywood, which doesn't accept these ideas of caste and religion, and where interfaith marriage has been common since the beginning of Bollywood. hmm,
Hmm.
They really don't like this because you see, it sort of diminishes the idea of India that they're trying to create, and they are creating a new idea.
Hmm. There's so many places I kind of sort of want to go from here. But let me try. So it seems like, and I think it's only for the better, that once a different meritocratic characteristic takes precedence,
Hmm.
ideas of identity sort of become secondary. So, say for instance, and I'm no fan of Bollywood, just as a disclaimer. Say as
I'm a
soon as
huge fan of Bollywood.
you're
I'm a real admirer of Bollywood.
oh, you are.
I believe that it's Bollywood that has reflected the changes in India better than we in the media have.
Hmm. Hmm.
Bollywood, if you go back in the 60s, it was a kind of, the beginning of a new era where there was, they were just beginning to grasp that the old middle class viewership was changing. And and then if you see in the 60s, they have Shami Kapoor and all that kind of thing, and a new, a happy new India. And by 75, when the emergency is declared, they begin to talk of the angry young man without realizing that actually they were reflecting a political reality. So I'm a big fan. But anyway, go on.
Right. My point is, as soon as artistic say skill becomes more important, it seems like in all institutions, in all hierarchies, physical or ethnic identities become more secondary, right? And it seems like it seems like for that reason, Bollywood has sort of become the last fortress of, or last standing tall fortress of, some kind of a secular vision of India. And I don't even know if the word secular is safe to use in our times. Like, there was a point in time where secular was obviousness, but there have been so many revelations, there have been so many discussions and discourses that have sort of changed my mind, or at least made me unsure of using secular. And I wonder, my concern is, what are these values that Bollywood sort of embodies that do not gel with this new idea of India that is being created?
Well, you see, don't use the word secular because nobody, no political party in India has a right to use that word. In fact, initially I began my support for Narendra Modi because I felt that he was targeted in a way that other chief ministers who presided over much worse massacres and a prime minister who justified the only real pogrom in India, which was against the Sikhs. And, you know, nobody thought that Rajiv Gandhi was a villain
Mm.
or that, you know, nobody even remembers the names of the chief ministers of Uttar Pradesh who presided over much worse riots. So I actually supported him on that because I thought that the idea that secularism is the binding glue of India, etc., is wrong. What is the binding glue of India is the Sanatan Dharma, the idea that everyone has a right to worship the way they want to, and to understand, you know, religion in their way. And dharam, you know, there's no word for dharam in Sanskrit or Hindi. It's mazhab. I mean, there's no word for mazhab. Dharam doesn't mean that. So
Mhm.
you know, I mean, if you want to sit down and, you know, put a little tika on a piece of stone and say this is my isht, that's fine. And Bollywood somehow reflects that idea of the Sanatan Dharma, that, you
Mm.
know, even if you're a Dalit, and if you're a good actor and they accept you, if the box office is the only thing that matters in Bollywood, right?
Mm.
So they leave it to the people to judge, and
Mm.
I think that you know, that is a wonderful idea. It is actually India's greatest contribution to the world, in my view, is this very modern idea of religion, which
Mm.
is find your way, you
Mm.
know. And it's gone to the West as Buddhism, but actually it is the Sanatan Dharma.
Right.
It's the idea, and you know, there's no book, there's no Messiah banging you on. By the way, you must talk about my book Messiah Modi at some
Right.
point.
Right. 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 Right.
And there isn't a son of God or a messenger of God or anything like that, you know. And if you think that you know, there are the avatars of Vishnu, go ahead and believe that.
Hmm.
And even there, you know, you have a choice,
Hmm.
right? You know, Buddha, Krishna, Ram, whatever. So
Hmm.
Bollywood, in many ways, in fact, in every sense, really expresses that wider idea of India, of
Hmm.
being a very generous country, even when it has come up with faiths like Christianity and Islam, which say, you know, you're a heathen and we're going to break your temples. Even that they managed to deal with. Now what they're doing is to try and reopen the wounds of history and put chilies into them and make
Hmm.
and hatred into them. And that is a very sad thing because, you know, they won't be able to destroy Bollywood. You know,
Hmm.
I mean, Hitler tried to destroy popular culture in Germany and didn't succeed.
Hmm.
And they won't be able to destroy it. But even the effort that they're making is, in my view, very, very dangerous and very worrying.
Just to be clear, because this is a very interesting notion. I'd never thought of Bollywood as representing any form of Sanatan Dharma up until, but I take that. And would you then be saying that it is this exemplary display of the libertarian idea of religion, or for that matter identity, that Bollywood sort of encapsulates, that is not compatible with, say, the current government's new idea of India? Is that what you're saying, that Sanatan
Very
Dharma
interesting that.
is not okay with them?
It's not at all okay with them that Salman Khan, on when there's Ganpati going on, is busy, you know, doing puja in his house.
Mm.
And Shah Rukh Khan does the same. And it's not at all okay with them that, you know, I mean, you go to anyone in Bollywood, any house, they'll have murtis and you know, they'll pray on Eid if you want them to. And, you know, it really is India
Mm.
as it has always been.
Mm.
It's because people come there from so many states and so many different places that it really embodies that really profound idea
Mm.
of generosity when it comes to religion,
Mm.
right? And with these guys, they don't want that generosity because they're dealing with those wounds of history.
Mm.
So, you know, for them, Bollywood represents all the things that they despise.
Mm.